I'm 73 years old. I've been carrying this truth around for most of my life, and I only understood it clearly when it was already too late to use it the way I should have. I'm not saying this to make peace with myself. I'm saying it because at my age, you stop pretending you'll explain things someday. Someday runs out. Most mornings, I wake up before the house does, before the neighborhood does. My knees let me know I'm still here before my mind catches up. I sit at the table with my coffee and listen, not for anything in particular, just listening. Silence sounds different when you're old. It doesn't feel like rest, it feels like evidence. I spent most of my life believing that if I stayed steady, things would work out. That if I handled my responsibilities, kept my head down, did what was expected of me, the rest would take care of itself. That belief didn't come from nowhere. It was taught. I grew up watching men who didn't have the luxury of falling apart. Men who worked through pain because stopping wasn't an option. Men who loved their families by making sure the lights stayed on. Nobody called it emotional distance back then. It was just called being a man. In my 20s, I was already tired. Not the kind of tired sleep fixes, the kind that comes from knowing you have to prove yourself every single day. I took the jobs nobody wanted, worked the hours nobody thanked you for. I told myself it was temporary. Everything important was always temporary in my mind. The strain, the long days, the missed dinners. I met my wife young. She had a laugh that didn't ask permission. She saw me before I knew how to be seen. I loved her deeply, but quietly. I didn't grow up learning how to talk about love. I learned how to protect it. We didn't have much when we started. Secondhand furniture, shared worries, but we had plans. I thought love was something you secured like a roof. Build it once, then trust it to hold. What I didn't understand was that love needs presence, not just provision. By my 30s, life was moving fast. Children, bills, expectations stacked on top of expectations. I worked longer hours then, partly because I had to, partly because work was a place where I knew the rules. At home, things were messier. Emotions didn't follow instructions. I missed things. School events, long talks that started late at night. I told myself I'd catch the next one. There was always a next one, until there wasn't. I didn't ignore my family. I just assumed they'd understand the silence. That's the lie I lived with the longest, that being there physically was enough. In my 40s, I started to feel the distance, but I didn't know what to call it. The house was full, but something was thinning out. Conversation stayed practical. Who needed what needed fixing. We rarely talked about how we were doing inside. I didn't know how to start those conversations without feeling exposed, and exposure didn't feel safe. Not then, not ever. So I stayed composed, reliable, quiet. I thought that was strength. Years passed like that. Not badly, just fast. Parents got older, friends drifted, some disappeared altogether. Every funeral felt closer than the last, but I kept telling myself I had time. That phrase again, I had time. Then my wife got sick. It wasn't dramatic, no collapse, no warning sirens. Just a doctor sitting across from us explaining things carefully. I remember nodding, asking questions, thinking about logistics. I didn't cry then. I focused. That's what I knew how to do. She changed faster than I was ready for. Smaller, quieter. I sat beside her at night holding her hand and felt words pressing against my chest. Things I should have said years earlier. Apologies that didn't feel urgent before. Gratitude, I assumed she already knew. I kept thinking there would be a calmer moment, a better time. She died on a weekday afternoon, the kind of day that doesn't feel important until it becomes everything. There was no speech, no neat ending, just the sound of machines stopping and a stillness I've never gotten used to. Afterwards, people checked in. They always do. Then life kept moving. Mine slowed down. That's when the truth finally settled in. The lesson that took me 53 years to learn wasn't about love itself. It was about delay. I delayed saying things because I thought endurance mattered more. I delayed showing softness because I thought strength required silence. I delayed presence because I believed providing was enough. Time didn't punish me for that. It simply kept going. Grief teaches you how many conversations you assumed were waiting for you, how many moments you treated as repeatable. They weren't. The house feels different now. Not sad exactly, just hollow in certain places. I still catch myself listening for her footsteps. Then I remember. At my age, you realize how quietly a life can fade. No headlines, no audience, just a man sitting with his memories, sorting through what mattered. I used to think being remembered meant being impressive. Now I know it means being felt. I was respected, I was reliable, but I wasn't always present in the way that lasts. If you're listening to this, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't know your life, only know mine. And what I wish I had understood sooner is this: waiting feels responsible until it becomes regret. Silence feels safe until it becomes distance. The ordinary moments you rush through, those are the ones people miss later. Not the big gestures, the small, steady attention. If someone matters to you, don't assume your effort speaks for itself. Effort without expression can still feel like absence. I loved my family deeply. That was never the question. The question was whether they felt it in the moments that counted. Not in my intentions, in my presence. Now I move slower. I talk less, but I listen more. I don't assume tomorrow owes me anything. There are things I can't fix. That knowledge sits heavy, but honest. This is what remains, and I'm learning how to hold it without pretending it's lighter than it is. If this meant something to you, you don't need to rush anywhere. Just don't postpone what you already know matters. I did, and now, at 73, I finally understand what it cost.